love steps number 1 and number 2. Now it's time to get off of the couch and start meeting high value men. That's what little love step number 3 is all about. And the challenge is that as a successful single woman trying to get out there, it can be a little bit challenging to find high value men. But here is the strategy that we teach. And that is that high value men go to high value places. And we need to really be thinking through where it is that we're going and the type of people we are surrounding ourselves with so that we can surround ourselves with these types of guys. Because ultimately, the quality of the men that you date, it equals the quality of your environment. And this is everything that we do in Little Love Step number 3, teaching you exactly where it is that we can go to start meeting these types of guys, what it is that we say, how to flirt, how to be more social, and how to just get out there. Now that we have our love vision in place, we're starting to lean into our feminine. This is the most important little love step. And quite frankly, it's my favorite of the little love steps. I remember we had a client recently who had joined our program. She really leaned into this process, but she was struggling to find places where there are high value men in her area. She was in Philadelphia and she's like, there are no good guys there. I'm like, you know what? And she happened to be very much so into philanthropy. So I was like, you know what? Go to a philanthropy event. Why am I struggling with that word? And we looked it up, and there was one coming up. She went to that event. She used our social strategies, met a number of high-value men, and now she's in a relationship with a high-value guy because she followed that one strategy. So, little love step number 3, obviously I can't get into all the places, everything that we teach, but it's all about getting out there and meeting high-value men. Now, I want to go to little love step number 4. And one of the big problems that a lot of our clients have is when they try to go out, when they get out there and start meeting guys, they're just trying to get guys to like them. Have you ever gone on a date with a high value man and thought to yourself, man, if only he liked me. What can I do to get him to like me? And that in itself is a flawed question, because as a high-value woman, when you're following the little love steps and our strategy, instead, we are going out there and we are focusing on being the prize that men are begging to win over. Because when we're going out and we're trying to get a guy to like us, subconsciously or consciously, we're really just chasing him. So moving forward, when you get to little love step number 4 and you lean into this strategy, suddenly we are going to be the prize that they are begging to win over. So we call little love step number 4 qualifying your dating options. I literally want you to be the woman when you go on a date, you're in that qualifying mindset. You're seeing if the guy who's in front of you meets your love vision. Does he meet your love vision? And you really lean into that process. You can still be fun, you can be engaging, it can be exciting, but I want you to have this qualifying mindset. And when you truly believe that you are the prize that he's begging to win over, suddenly he starts to actually agree. And then, so it's at this point in Little Love Step 4 where we're going on lots of dates. We're meeting a lot of different guys. We have a lot of good options. But chances are, when you lean into the Little Love Steps, you're going to get to Little Love Step number 5, where you're going to meet one guy who, oh my God, he just like really meets your love vision and you're really into him. And it's at this point where we actually slow things down, all right? As you're following the little love steps, we do not just jump into a relationship the moment we meet a guy that we really like. Because here's the interesting fact about men. Men actually fall in love faster than women do. It's true. And whether or not you want to call it lust or love, men tend to move very quickly throughout the dating process. So as a woman, throughout the dating process, when we get to Little Love Step 5, we are actually what I call pacing the progression of our connections. I want you to be the gatekeeper. I want you to be slowing things down. And this gives us enough time and energy and experience with the guy to know whether or not we can trust him. So now that we've gone through Little Love Steps 3, 4, and 5, I want to get to know you a little bit because your strategy at this point is going to differ depending on yourself. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do for work? If you're retired, what did you do for work? And has it impacted your ability to attract love?